If you want to be a strong-minded person who doesn't give up until success comes, here's my advice for you. Everyone wants to talk about the moments of glory, but what really matters are the moments when you thought about giving up and didn't. That's when you discover who you really are. It all starts with your mindset. I truly believe that the way you think shapes who you become. If you want to be great, the first thing you need to do is believe that it is possible. But believing is not enough. You need to demonstrate this belief in every choice, in every effort, in every day. Living it, even when it seems impossible, is what separates you from others. I remember when I got cut from the basketball team in high school. At that moment, I could have given up, accepted that maybe I wasn't good enough. Many people do this. They hit an obstacle and use it as an excuse to stop. But I did the opposite. I turned that failure into fuel. Every time I felt unmotivated, I thought about that moment. It was my motivation to train more, run more, work more. My failure became my why. And I'll tell you something, the world will test you. There will be days when you feel like nothing is working, that the effort isn't worth it. But if you stop fighting for something just because it's hard, you'll never know what could have been. What's worth in life doesn't come easy. It's difficult for a reason, to prepare you, to strengthen you. I've always believed this: you miss 100% of the shots you don't try. This isn't just about basketball, it's about everything in life. If you are not willing to try, to take risks, you have already lost before you even start. The mentality of never giving up is what made me not only achieve my dreams, but surpass them. And that same mindset can take you wherever you want, as long as you're willing to commit to it every day. Pressure is not an enemy. She's not there to bring you down. In fact, pressure is your partner. It shows you that the moment is important, that you are in a place where something big can happen. Whenever I felt the pressure of a decisive game, I thought, this is what I work for. It's meant to be here in this moment. Some people freeze under pressure, but me, I flourish. Do you know why? Because the pressure challenges me to prove that I am prepared. And the key to dealing with it is to trust your work. When you know that you gave your all, that you trained, that you studied, that you did what was necessary, the pressure doesn't break you. On the contrary, it elevates you. It's like a stage, and the pressure puts you at the center of it. All you have to do is trust that you belong there. I don't see pressure as something to fear. I see it as an opportunity to show the world and myself how capable I am. People will always expect something from you, especially when you start to be successful. They will want you to win every time, to never make mistakes, to always be on top. This is inevitable, but what you do with those expectations is what matters. Are you going to let it scare you, or are you going to use it to grow? I always chose to grow. Use the pressure as a reminder that you have a chance to do something special. And here's something I learned. Pressure is just the sum of expectations. But the only expectation that really matters is yours. If you play, work, live trying to please others, you are losing yourself. I never played to please the critics, the fans, or even my teammates. I played to be the best I could be, to surpass my own limits. Because at the end of the day, the only person you need to impress is yourself. So when the pressure comes, don't run away from it. Hug her. See it as an opportunity, not a threat. And remember, the pressure only weighs on those who are not prepared. If you've done the work, trust yourself and let the pressure push you forward, never backward. I have failed many times. It's difficult for some people to understand this because they look at the trophies, the moments of glory, and think that everything was perfect. But it wasn't. I've missed more than 9,000 shots in my career. I lost almost 300 games. On 26 occasions, my teammates trusted me to make the winning shot, and I missed. These numbers don't embarrass me. On the contrary, they tell the story of my success. Because each of these mistakes taught me something. A failure is inevitable. If you're trying for something big, something that really matters, you're going to fail, and that's good. Failure is a teacher, but you have to be willing to listen. Every time I lost, every time I made a mistake, the first thing I did was go back to the gym. I asked myself, what can I do better? How can I prevent this from happening again? I didn't dwell on it. I used failure as an opportunity to grow, to become even stronger. And you know what I noticed? Failure is not the problem. The problem is the fear of failure. If you are afraid of making mistakes, you play cautiously, you stop taking risks. And when you stop taking risks, you stop growing. I was never afraid of making mistakes because I knew that mistakes didn't define me. What defines me is how I react to it. Failure is not the end, it's a step on the way. It's the fuel that pushes you forward if you know how to use it. So here's the secret. When you fail, and you will because everyone fails, don't run away from it. Face it head on, analyze what went wrong, learn, adjust, and come back better. Success is not the absence of failures. It's the sum of every lesson you learn along the way. Every mistake, every defeat brought me closer to greatness. And if you have the courage to learn from your mistakes, it can do the same for you. Success can be both a blessing and a trap. I remember perfectly when I won my first championship. It was an indescribable feeling, as if all the sweat, the tears, the sacrifices had finally found a purpose. But do you know what I realized right after? This was not the end of the journey. It was just the beginning of an even more difficult path. This is where many people go wrong. They achieve success and think they have done enough, that they have already reached the top. They relax, let their guard down, and before they know it, they lose everything they have achieved. For me, success is like a wave. It lifts you up, gives you visibility, but if you don't keep surfing, it knocks you down. And when you fall, the fall is much harder because the whole world is watching. I learned that when you start winning, expectations increase. Everyone starts watching you, waiting for you to stay on top, and that attention can be intimidating if you're not prepared. But for me, this has always been a motivation. Success challenged me to work even harder. Winning a championship was amazing, but I wanted more, not just to prove to others, but to prove to myself that I could do this over and over again. When you win, you need to change the way you approach work. Now, it's not just about achieving something, but about maintaining what you've achieved. And maintaining success requires twice as much effort, twice as much focus. Because the pressure is greater, the criticism is more severe, and the challenges never stop. Success is not a final destination, it's a step. And if you stop climbing, the world will overtake you. So my advice is celebrate your victories, but never get comfortable. See each achievement as a starting point for something bigger. The true champion is not the one who wins once, but the one who makes it a habit, who builds a legacy that cannot be erased. You don't know everything, and it's okay. I have had incredible mentors throughout my career. Phil Jackson, my teammates, even my opponents taught me a lot. But you need to choose carefully who listens. Listen to those who want your good and who have wisdom to guide you. Not everyone wants to see you win. Some people will try to distract you or bring you down. Listen to those who challenge you to be better, not those who make you doubt yourself. When you achieve success, never forget where you came from. The ego can destroy everything you have built. Success should be used to inspire, to help, to give back. This is how you build a legacy. It's not about the trophies you win, it's about the lives you touch. If there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this: never give up. No matter how hard it seems, no matter how many times you fall, get up. Please try again, work more, believe in yourself. Because in the end, what separates the ordinary from the extraordinary is not talent, it's persistence.